live. Hey, what's up, you amazing hackers? I hope you're all doing well today. First of all, Merry Christmas to each and every single one of you. It's amazing that you guys are here. I would like to introduce my lovely wife. Today we're going to do an awesome Q&A, and we are also going to celebrate that it's Christmas. We're going to show you guys around on our Minecraft server that we have going around. It's good to see that so many of you guys have joined already. You guys have asked me a couple of questions before in the Discord server. If you guys want to join the Discord server, link will be in the description below. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat below because we'll answer them as well, of course. And now let's get live, shall we? So first of all, I'm going to start up Minecraft. While that is going, I'm going to tell you guys a bit about the server that we have, because we have a really cool server. And if you guys want, the IP address will be in the Discord below again. So the first question that I have is from Good, and Good has a question. Just saying, don't compare to someone else does not work, let's be honest. Then how do you deal with anxiety you get after comparing yourself to others? Please don't say try not to compare. You're your own competition. Go outside, leave hacking for another day, come back with a fresh mind. Let's see why this isn't working. So Good basically wants to learn something new about how to deal with comparing yourself to others, and that's a really good question if you ask me, because in my opinion, humans, they have the natural tendency to compare themselves to others. It's something that we all have, and it's something that you shouldn't fight either, but you shouldn't take too seriously, and maybe you can even use it as some motivation. I'm sorry if, let me quickly put this in a little bit less, there we go. And then we're also going to put back the video settings real quick because it doesn't like fabulous fast. There we go. Render distance a bit slower. So we're going to do our full screen resolution, and we're going to quickly set this up properly. There we go. So it's not lagging as much. So basically, in my opinion, you are your own competition, but others are your competition as well, and that's quite okay. You can compare yourself to others, but just don't take it too seriously, guys. Like, okay, this person might be better than me. I'm going to give you guys an example. When you go on Twitter, there are quite a lot of people. Ooh, gotta close my gate. There are quite a lot of people on Twitter that go like, oh, I've made this much in bug bounties today, and I'm so proud, I've made $10,000. And a lot of people will go like, congratulations, that's really cool that you've made that much money. But there are also other people who go like, oh, I'm going to block out all of these, I've made so many dollars requests on Twitter. And I get that you block them out, there's nothing wrong with that. But I use it as a motivation for myself, because when I see other people's success, I want to be successful as well. I think you guys know what I mean when I say that. Like, it's real easy. Like, if somebody else is successful, it's a lot easier to be motivated to be successful as well. But this is a really cool place. I haven't seen this before yet. This is my bedroom where we just came in. So this is where me and my wife sleep. We have a really cool view of the world. There's a snow biome there. So we also have some chests here which are really royally decorated, really awesome done. We have one of the builders in here as well, who's in the pool. Hey, how are you doing, bro? If you want, we'll go into the Discord later and he'll join voice as well. One of the other questions that we had is, have you ever thought about teaching classes? Yes, in fact, one thing you didn't know about me is that I did used to teach classes. In fact, me and my wife, a while back, we went to the Netherlands. We went to close to Amsterdam. It wasn't Amsterdam exactly, but it was really close to Amsterdam. And we went there to teach for me, and since she didn't have a job yet, she could stay there. She could stay there in a hotel. And basically I taught performance testing, but I also taught stuff like normal testing stuff before. There's all different things that I wanted to teach. I'm releasing a course pretty soon. When the course is going to be released, I'm also probably going to be, let me close this real quick, there we go. When the course is released, of course, I'll also start thinking about doing some live teachings for the course, because I think a lot of people would find that interesting. At least they started to express some interest in that. And I would also really like to do some regular teaching again. Like, it's been my passion ever since I was young, you know. This is a really cool fort here. Really nice. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat as well, by the way. I'll check it regularly. Wow, the chat is going crazy. So, Merry Christmas to you guys as well. Hey Jungsu, great to have you here. My stream lags a lot. Okay, so the stream is lagging a lot. That's not good. It's probably my computer that's lagging. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop Minecraft for now, and we'll make a separate video on Minecraft. So that should make it a lot less laggy. Let's disconnect it here. Let's close the game. There we go. And this should solve quite a lot of the lag issues. Let's just go on with the Q&A, and let's do a separate video where I'll actually show you guys the Minecraft world, because I wanted to have something in the background. But I think it's much more interesting to have a fluid Q&A than to actually have some background image. I don't know if it's better for you guys now, but it should be better. One thing that has been asked before as well, what is my favorite dish? I really like French fries. I could eat French fries every single day. Big favorite. Also spaghetti, of course, but I really like the foreign dishes, stuff that I don't get to eat every day. That's what I like most. That's what I really like. And by the way, is the stream better for you guys now? If it's not, let me know in the chat below. Also, I really like anything that's baked, any baked goods like cake or pies, and of course cheese. I really like cheese. Follow-up question from Lemon is also, what's my favorite type of cheese? I would say probably brie. It's pretty soft, has a good strong taste to it, and I really like brie cheese. But there's this really cool Italian cheese as well. I don't know if you guys heard about it. It has live worms in it, and they eat the cheese, they digest it, they poop it out, and people eat the cheese with the worms in it. So if you're interested in that, you can go and look it up. Iron Runner is asking me what my favorite programming language is. So my favorite programming language is Python, probably. I really do like, because it's really hacky, you know, there's a module for anything in Python. It's really easy to throw a script together. It's not as bulky as Java. So that's why I really like Python. But I also like Java if I really want some good stuff that, like, if I want some more comprehensive stuff that's better suited for bigger projects, I'll go with Java. If I want some more hacky stuff, I'll go with stuff like Python or even Ruby if I'm really feeling the vibe. Wasting time ideas. So for me, wasting time, I try to waste time by doing stuff that's productive at least a little bit, like trying to write a little bit of my scripts, trying to do a lot of things that might help me a little bit. Any other question from Rare Goat here? Have you ever found any business logic vulnerabilities? If so, could you give an idea of what your process was like? Oh, sure. That was really interesting, this one. So the first business logic vulnerability that I found was I was like reading the manual, and the manual said you cannot do this. So I just tried it on a website and it worked, and I reported that it could do it, and that got me an easy bug bounty. So it can be very simple at times. Of course, it's not always as simple. I know that was an anomaly, but it's still one of those times that make you feel like, oh, that's really cool that just happened. What advice would you give your younger self to just start hacking or just start doing a project? Whenever I feel like I want to do a project, I really want to, like, for projects, the hardest thing is getting started. If you want to learn a new language, if you want to learn a new programming language or a new skill, the hardest thing for me is always getting started. And if you just do it and if you just get started, even if you don't have all of the knowledge yet, you will find most of it along the way. And when you come across something that you don't know, just look it up and try to go at it that way. And I know that it's frustrating, and in the beginning, it's going to be very, very frustrating because you're going to come across all of these words that you don't understand. But as you break it down, it becomes like a puzzle, and all of the pieces start to fit together, and it's a lot easier to make sense of the whole picture, you know? So that's some advice I would give my younger self, personally. My first job, that's really interesting. My first job was actually as a software programmer, and that's where I picked up pretty much traits from all over because I had to develop in a language called WinDev. And WinDev is basically like a multi platform, high level programming language. So if you guys have ever developed in a high level programming language, you'll know what I'm talking about. This was basically like, okay, I can write a program and I can export it to mobile, I can export it to Windows, to macOS, to whatever. Anybody who's written one of these programs before knows it doesn't work that way. It might seem like it works that way, but it doesn't work that way. If you want to develop a program that's platform specific, often you'll also implement platform specific calls. Like if you're developing for Linux, you'll include Linux calls to the system. That means that your program won't be portable to Windows. So that was my first job, and it was really where I gained this understanding of which calls were specific to which platforms and how I could deal with them better. And that really helped me in my later hacking career, if you ask me, because it got me started on how diversified this whole environment is. That's something really cool I learned early on. My life story, that's something for another day. I can make a whole video about that while I show you guys my Minecraft server. Question, can you please tell us what did get you into hacking? Like, what got you into it? Also, what advice will you give to the next generation of hackers? What got me into hacking? Well, that's actually pretty simple. I thought it was pretty awesome that these guys could pull off these cool hacks. Like, not stuff like you've all seen it in the movies where they go and they hammer at their keyboard like tack 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 tack. I was never interested in that. What I was really interested in was at first creating programs. That's how I got into development. I was like, so you're telling me that I can basically write some language and I can make the computer do things that I want, and that was what got me really interested in becoming a developer. But I never quite got the hang of developing because I leave out quite a lot of details. I'm not quite sophisticated enough to be a developer, if you ask me. So I didn't quite find my way there. So I went on to systems and networking. I went on to becoming more of a networker that WinDev Michael. So Michael Gurma is asking me what was the language. I would just mentioned WinDev, like Windows, but just the Win and then Dev from development. So I completely forgot what I was talking. Oh yeah, right, networking. Networking, I was pretty decent at it as well, but again, I could never fully quite grasp the complete picture. I was always just hacking stuff together. And that's where sort of the interest in hacking grew. We all started to become interested in hacking in school because all of my friends were all of these hacky people that we never colored inside of the lines. When the teacher asked us to create a program in her way, we were like, no, that's not efficient at all. You have to do it this way. And we were all those types of people, so we were always outcasts, but we found our place in the hacking community. But I never really understood that until a few years later. Like maybe about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I became a true hacker because I got my OSCP certificate. And I was like, I want to get into hacking. How do I get into it? And that's when I started doing OSCP, and I actually got my certificate first try. So I'm really proud of that. But that's a bit of the backstory behind that question. Not gonna read that on camera because I want the stream to be monetized. But the price of a hum in Belgium is about 10. So let's see here. We have a couple of other questions. Yeah, let's make the cam a little bit bigger. But I'll do that straight away, guys, for you. By the way, sorry. One thing that's going to be annoying is I'm going to have to set up a proper screen for you guys. You guys probably can't see us properly, which is really annoying. Like, you can't probably see us properly now. But I'm going to have to turn back to the chat settings real quick because this is also not very pretty if you ask me, of course. We can do this, but let's go like that. Let's take the rat. Come on, Mr. Rat. There we go. Put him at top there. That's a little bit bigger, so that should be a little bit more interesting for you guys. And then we'll take the chat on the phone and go on from there. So we have a couple of questions in the chat as well. Let's start from the top. There we go. Hey, Pink Draconian, great having you here, man. How are you doing? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Amazing, great, whatever you guys are doing. I love you all. Let's see here. Which book do you read? I read a lot of Harry Potter, and that's not a joke. You guys may be asking which kind of books I read for my bug bounties, but I don't read a lot of bug bounty books. When I read, I actually want to chill a little bit. I don't want to do all of this bug bounty hunting stuff when I'm reading. I just want to chill. So that's why I read a lot of Harry Potter and a lot of fantasy stuff. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Anonymous? Great having you here. You know, you're not late at all. You were quite early, in fact. Cheese with worms sounds delicious. Well, it actually is delicious. You guys may think it's pretty weird, but it's pretty delicious. I would highly advise that you try it. Hey, Rat, any help to improve? I mean, no bugs found in 2020, hoping in 2021 would be better. Okay, so great tips I have for you guys is actually, I know that a lot of you guys have quite a solid methodology by now. You've been following me and a lot of other YouTubers for quite a while. And what I would highly advise that you do now is try to look for parameters that are hidden. Go through JavaScript files, actually read them from top to front. Actually try to, your methodology is fine. It's not going to be your methodology. It's actually that you're probably finding bugs on endpoints that are highly tested before, so the bugs have been found before and are probably a duplicate, or you're not finding them at all because they're internally tested. What you want is shadow APIs. Now that's a keyword that you guys are going to have to Google what a shadow API means. Some of you might already know it. Find them, test them, hack the hell out of them. So, any tips on recon? Yes, I have quite a lot of tips on recon. Actually, I can show you guys that as well. But not right now. I'll put a link in the chat afterwards. So I have a full on my GitHub page. I have a full recon page for you guys that has a lot of tips in there. Isn't anything in bug bounty finding anomalies? That's a bug like any other. Yeah, that's true, man. That's like all of these things that you heard about cross-site scripting, all of the basic cross-site scripting is probably already going to be tested out by an internal pen tester. It's probably up to you to find some really interesting anomalies, to find some really interesting hidden vulnerabilities. Hey, Pratik, how are you doing, brother? Software developer hero. Oh, I already told you that, man. You tell which books you read for hacking or bug bounty. Well, I don't read any for bug bounties or hacking. What I do is I just hack. I try to find things that are online because they are usually much more up to date. But if you guys really, really want a book, there's a series done by Chris Dale on YouTube, and he reviews books. It's a really useful series if you ask me. And he tells you guys which books are good and which ones are not, because everybody's a different learner, of course. So Web Hacking 101 is a really good one. There's a second version out of it by now. I'm a really big fan of Harry Potter as well. You guys might have noticed that from some early videos. Did you find the remote file inclusion vulnerability? And if yes, no, I've never found remote file inclusion vulnerabilities. I don't really test for them, but the way I would test for them is anywhere that a file is included. Of course, I would just try to include a remote file. And that's all the things that I could tell you guys about that, because I don't usually test for them, so I don't find them very often. I don't know if you guys have any more questions. I think it's a big shame that we didn't get to show you the Minecraft server, but I'm happy that we got to show you my wife. I'm happy that you were all here. Cheers, I'm going to take a drink from my chocolate milk for you guys. And I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. How was your guys' Christmas? Did you guys do anything fun this year? And here it was pretty bad. In Belgium they put us in a complete lockdown, so we couldn't go see our families, we couldn't go see people that we loved. It was pretty lonely, but whatever has to happen. So that's why we did that. We were just at home, we had some dinner at home, made some salad. Happy to see you as well, Tash. Hey, big fan of all of you guys. It's amazing that you guys are here. One thing I wanted to tell you guys as well, for New Year's there's going to be no fireworks in Belgium. At least that's what they want us to do. Good luck. Some of you guys might know me. I'm not going to go against the rules, but we're going to see what happens. A big fan of yours from India. Thank you very, very much, man. Pervy is asking, what is your biggest goal? My biggest goal in life at the moment is getting 10,000 subscribers. No, that's one of my goals, is 10,000 subscribers. One of my biggest goals is to pretty much live financially worry-free, to never have to worry about paying a bill, to never have to worry about feeding my family, and to help others, to be able to feed others, even to help them. That's one of the biggest goals I have in life. I think life is strange, life is very weird, but we'll see what happens. Oh, thanks, that's very kind, Pervy. Next time we'll set something like that up, and I'll definitely record an episode as well, because I want to show you guys our Minecraft server. Shame we weren't able to do that. I made cookies for Christmas. Oh, I love homemade cookies. I love homemade cookies. Send me some over, Eddie. My wife wants some as well. We love cookies. We make waffles usually. We like waffles as well. I don't know if you guys ever like homemade Belgian waffles. They're tasty as heck. Really tasty. I don't know if you guys have any more questions for us. But also for my wife, if you have any questions for her, feel free to ask them. I can be a translator. So I think we're going to end the stream here. If you guys want another stream like this, like chilling, feel free to drop a comment below. We'll do another stream like this. Your Christmas spent hacking, Arrow. That's not good. Why did you spend it hacking? How come, brother? Like, didn't you, at least, do you have no family? Do you want to, like, come join us in their Discord? We should, oh, that's really kind, man. Playing around with your cats, I love cats. Like, I really invite you to come to our Discord and just hang out with us, you know, just chill on Christmas. We're going to have some more fun over there if you guys want. My wife, she's 28. I'm 30. Old fucks, I know. Okay, Pervy has another question. No worries, brother. Feel free to ask it. We have time. It's like 10 p.m. here, 10:30 p.m. So it's pretty late, but it's not a problem. I like being up late at night. I don't like going to sleep early. Thanks, Tash. I really appreciate our Discord community as well. It's amazing how much you help each other. Like, if there's anybody who ever has a question, You guys are always there, ready to jump in for each other and help each other out. That's really, really cool of you guys. I really appreciate that. I think that for like my next Christmas, I actually want a streaming computer where I can stream some Minecraft and talk to you guys some better. Ik moet vragen wat dat je ervan vindt dat ik een hacker geworden ben.
Oei.
I asked her. She's thinking about it.
Wel leuk. Fantastisch. Hoe kan ik daar nog meer over zeggen?
So Pervy is asking, what does my wife think that I've become a hacker, and what does she think of my ideas? Like, she supports me fully for it. She thinks it's amazing. She thinks it's really cool, and I'm really glad to have her as well. I'm really glad to have her with me, because if I didn't have her, by the way, sorry for that jolt. If I didn't have her, this would be a whole lot harder. You can't take care of a baby, work full time, and do a household, and have this whole community to support, you know. So without her, this would be impossible. This is so. Thank you to all of you guys. Thank you to my beautiful wife. Thank you for everybody being here. Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have had as wonderful as a Christmas as us. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful 2021. Maybe we can do this again for New Year, you know, chill a little bit as New Year, count down together. Although it's going to be different with all the different time zones, but who knows. Hey, good luck, Chief. You're going to do amazing. I'm pretty sure of that. I wish you all a great, amazing day, and I hope you have an amazing 2021.